Hey yo, what up? Your boy Waukweli in the building. Am I really in the building? Alright. What up, ballers? What up, fans? What up, all of yo out there watching me right about now? I'm excited. It's another Friday. It's a good day. I guess it's a good day. It's a beautiful day. For me, this is a really beautiful day. Today's a really beautiful day. Today's a really, really beautiful day. You know why today's a really beautiful day? The trade deadline is over. We are done with that. Thank God. Because I was so tired of that, man. I was really tired of that. I was really extremely tired. Okay, I said I was tired. Maybe I repeated one more time. I was extremely tired hearing all those crazy headlines. Players going this, players there, speculating this, opinions about that, and some facts, some are not facts. Whatever. It's over. It's over. It's over. We're done. We know what's up right now. Now, probably they might want to speculate what's going to happen next year. There's media out there. I know you all got to make your money out there. I'm talking about the mainstream media out there. I know they got to make their money somehow. But okay, we saw Thornmaker getting traded. He wanted to be out. He got traded. Valanciunas left. Well, they traded him. He didn't leave. Marc Gasol now playing for the Raptors. I like Valanciunas playing with the Raptors, but he's gone. So let's see how that plays out. Tobias Harris. I think he made the Sixers instant, right? Contenders. Right. That's what I'm thinking. That's just me thinking. But all right. And AD to the Lakers, well, that didn't happen, all right? For whatever reason, I don't want to get into it right now. I know all of y'all know all about it, so I don't need to rant about that because I am tired. I am so tired of that. I mean, okay, all right. Why am I so tired of all that? Let me break that down. Let me break that down so you guys understand, all right? So, it's great what's happening right now. You know, players are taking matters into their own hands right now. They grabbing that power from teams right now, and they're dictating, right? They're dictating their destiny, where they want to go, and they're making that money in the process, right? The media loves it. The media has more stuff to sell. I mean, more crazy headline, so they're making money. Even when they talk about, oh, I don't like this. This is blah, 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 blah. They get stories to talk about, man. We have shows, 24-hour shows and all that. They got to come up with stuff. So instead of talking about basketball, it's all about what's happening off the court right now. So-and-so texted this, yada, yada, yada. We saw so-and-so going to dinner together, right? It's just, it's a lot of sideshows. A lot of sideshows, all right? But anywho, all right? So here's my take, right? I was going to get to something. This is my free, unsolicited advice to the NBA. All right? Listen to me carefully, and all of you out there. It's an idea, all right? Indulge me for a second here. Okay, for those that do not understand teams, the way teams make their money and all that, the way teams, everything is sustainable, make them not just sustainable, how they make their profits and all that. You hear a whole lot about markets, and players want to go to certain markets, and teams want to be in certain markets, and why teams can't start from certain markets and all that. So you keep hearing market. Yes, because cities make it possible for these teams to make their money. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So that means the community, the fans make it possible. Now you probably thinking, hold up. All right, I'm a huge fan, and I'm not in that city. Hey, I am in India, and I'm a fan of the Lakers, all right? And probably some of you are thinking, I'm in China, and I love the Golden State Warriors, right? Zimbabwe, I love the Chicago Bulls, right? I understand all that. Nowadays, with the international community and all that, but it comes down to this. Those teams and those cities right there, like for instance, the Lakers, LA. In LA, that's where they make their money. All right. Everything else is just icing. You get where I'm going with this? All right. Here's the thing. The New York Knicks haven't been relevant for so long, but they in the biggest market out there. New York. That franchise sits on top. Forbes list. NBA franchises. $4 billion. That's how much it's worth. The Lakers, 3.7. Then comes the Golden State Warriors, 3.5. And heck, we have Chicago Bulls sitting at 3.2. It's the markets. That's why you hear teams moving from one market to the next market. You know, maybe there's no money there, and that's why you hear players don't want to go play for smaller markets, because money and it's just so much. There's just so much behind it, all right? But it comes down to economics. And it comes down to the community. They make it possible for teams to make their money. Teams make their money. They make it possible for players to make money, right? So here's my thing. I'm all for players making their money right now. I'm all for it. I love it. It's great. I'm all for players, you know, having control of their destiny. I'm all for it. I know teams screwed players for so long. And finally, you know, this movement right now is great for players. But my thing is this. When teams make money, right? When teams made money, you know, they were screwing the players. When players make money right now, they're screwing teams, right? But guess what? When teams made their money back then, they screwed fans. Because players were not happy. Players wanted this whole thing to happen and all that. And then when players stop making money right now, fans are still not happy. Right? Because here you are, you're a fan, you probably live in Cleveland, right? And you had LeBron out there playing every year. You keep hearing this dude might be out of here because he signed a 1-year deal, right? Every year you keep hearing that. All right. And then he leaves. Right? I mean, look at it this way, right? You make it possible. Fans make it. Cities make it possible. And this is what you'll get. This is what we get. Us. Right? Consumers. We love the product. We buy the product. We make it possible for teams to make their money. We make it possible for players to make the money. And yet we're the ones that get screwed in all this. All these trades and all that are happening, and players not wanting to sign long term. And all this sideshow and all that blah blah, we're not getting what we want. I'm sure some of y'all love the drama that's happening out there and all that. That's great. But I know real fans get pissed off when their players get traded or they want to be traded. That's why you see fans out there burning jerseys and all that. Because you invest into your team, you invest into your player. And some of your international fans out there might not understand. You're like, well, he wanted to go. I mean, imagine you live in a certain city, and you have your player in your city right now, you know, you're doing great and all that, and your star player just decides to leave to go make money elsewhere. So you know for a fact he wasn't there for that city, he was there for that money. I'm not saying it's always about the money. I'm not saying it's always about the money. Sometimes they want to go elsewhere so they can win, right? But for whatever reason, there's no loyalty. Fans are still loyal. But players, teams, there's just no loyalty. I don't think teams have ever had loyalty. Well, I'm wrong about that. Look at Dirk Nowitzki, right? Played for the same franchise for 20 years. Kobe Bryant did so too. Right? So, I mean, I could say there's loyalty there. Dirk Nowitzki, right? I love what's happening with Dirk Nowitzki. I gotta applaud the Dallas Mavericks, right? This guy won their only championship, you know, Finals MVP. Now he can barely move, but is still getting minutes. He's shooting around 30, 26 from the field, and about 100% from the free throw line, because he barely makes it to the free throw line. I don't know if that counts, but yeah. This guy's still playing until today. They love him. Yeah, you know, they love this guy. And this, I want to see more of that. Like, okay, Stephen Curry, all right? None of their fans, none of the Golden State Warrior fans think that Stephen Curry is going to go elsewhere, right? The city loves him. The fans love him. And the fans believe that Stephen Curry loves the Golden State Warriors and wants to remain a Warrior to the very end. I mean, that franchise, in like 36 years prior to Stephen Curry, only made it to the playoffs 6 times. In Steph Curry's 8th year, they made it to the playoffs 6 times. Right? Imagine that. 4 years straight to the finals. 3 championships. Led by this dude, Stephen Curry. Now you can understand how fans feel about him. Right? Fans invest into their star players. Fans invest into their teams. Now just imagine tomorrow, let's say Stephen Curry says, I demand a trade. Imagine how fans are going to feel. Betrayed. Right? So, okay. All right, here's my thought. Indulge me for a minute, right? It might be crazy and all that, and my numbers are not all that great. Maybe I need to consult somebody else, and then maybe we can expand this thought into a more clearer idea, proposal. Let's put it that way. All right, so here I go. Why not for the NBA to incentivize loyalty? Aha, you're thinking, what you talking about? I'm thinking, all right, we got the super max right now. Why not have the super max for players who stay with their franchise for 8 years plus? Remain. And once you leave, you drop from the super max and the super max. You don't get that no more. Okay, you're thinking, all right, that only works for only looking out for the players. Teams are going to be screwed because they're going to be paying tax out the yin yang. No. When you get the super max, your tax bracket, well, you fall into a different tax bracket. Maybe for only that player. All right. Like I'm saying, my numbers are not. So, got to do the math right and all that. But I'm thinking right now off the top, well, not right now. I thought about it while this whole thing was going down that, for that super max, maybe get a tax break or something, like bring it down. I'm not saying not to pay tax at all, but you bring it down. That way, what you're doing, you trying to promote that loyalty from teams and players, because players will make their money, fans will get their players, teams will make their money because they'll pay less tax. And still have the star players and still have, fans loving their play. That's my thought. All right. Maybe I might need to work on it a little more. Right now, I'm just talking just off the top. I thought about it. I was thinking about it yesterday. And that's, like I said, it's unfiltered. I just take my lips, put it into my brain and let everything come out. I work on it and see if it works. NBA, get your numbers, people. Work on that thought. My people out there, tell me what you'll think. Tell me. All right. I'll get back to it. Maybe it might not be viable. Maybe the numbers might not be viable. But right now, off the top, I'm thinking that's a really good solution right there. I'm thinking I want to see more loyalty. I'm thinking I'm sick and tired of the 1-year contracts and all that. Not fans being cheated. Fans get cheated. All right. This 1 year, I might be gone. I might be here and all that. It's great. Imagine, back in them days, you would have never heard Michael Jordan wanting to go play for the Knicks, right? Imagine Karl Malone moving from Utah, going to the Chicago Bulls, right? Because of money, or maybe just to win a championship or whatever. It's great, man. I don't want to sound like an old head and all that, like, oh no, super teams are not. No, super teams are great. Super teams are great. The Celtics were a super team. Heck, I was not even there to see all that. But super teams are great. But I want to see more loyalty. Even if it is a super team, still, I want to see loyalty. It's okay to move. But when you move, let's not make it, let's not turn this into some kind of like, players become mercenaries. Go play 1 year here, 1 year there, 1 year there. It's understandable for the role players and all that. It's understandable, consistency and all that. So yeah, I'm sure some of you will come up with those, oh, what if this player is not producing and all that? I understand, but I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about those top players. The ones that bring in the money, the ones that bring in the fans, right? The ones that sell, tickets, right? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, ain't nobody, we're not going to know if, like Jordan Bell gets traded. It's all good. Okay. No pun intended. But you understand what I'm saying. Role players, it's different. It's different. When you get to that level, the Supermax, those super free agents and all that, that's what I'm talking about. Because they shape franchises. Power shifts from one trade, one free agency, one move. Everything changes, the whole dynamics, right? Those are the type of players I'm talking about. All right, well, it's a Friday. I'm done with my rant. I'll be out of here. That's just my thought. Tell me what you think.